Thank you for joining me on my learning journey. Today I'm going to be sharing my learnings on how to make a scroll to top button. And it's super simple. The way I'm going to be showing you is just HTML and CSS, but then I'm also going to show you how to do something a bit more quote unquote fancy using a tiny bit of JavaScript. So what we're going to do first is we are going to create an empty div called top. So now if you already have like a header div or something at the top of your page, you don't even need to create a new one. Just use that one to do what we're about to do now. So what we're about to do is we're creating a button, and we're making that button link to the top. So if you had a header div that was named header, and it actually had some text and stuff, you could just make it link right to that. But here we're going to say it links to our top of the page, and our link's text is going to be scroll to top. And so just a little bit of styling. We want to make our buttons stay in one place no matter like how much they scroll. So we're going to say position should be sticky. So it's going to stick in one place. I'm also going to say that it's 95% from the top. So let's go ahead and see how our button came out. So we're here on our web page, and as you can see, you keep scrolling through, but your button stays in one spot. So say you're scrolling through this obnoxious amount of text, you get here, you want to scroll back up to the top, you can just click the button and it takes you right up to the top. So that's all great, but let's say one of your users tells you that it's annoying that the scroll to top button is there even when you're already at the top. So how can you make the scroll to top button only show up if the user has scrolled a certain amount down the page? That requires a tiny amount of JavaScript. Okay, so we're back here, and what we want to do is make sure that the button only shows up if they have scrolled a certain amount down the page. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say window.onScroll equals function, and we are going to insert our function here. And our function is just going to say if document.documentElement.scrollTop is greater than 20, then we want the button to show up. But this only works for Chrome and Firefox and browsers like that. It does not work for Safari. So we're going to add an or here, or document.body.scrollTop is greater than 20. So what is this saying? It's saying if they have scrolled more than 20 over from the top, then it will do this function. So the function will just be document.getElementById, and we are going to assign that button. I've already done it here, but we're going to assign that button an ID of scroll, or any ID. You just have to replace this anyway. So getElementById scroll dot style dot display will equal block because we want it to show up. Oops, my alarm's going off. Okay. Else document.getElementById scroll dot style dot display has to equal none. So let's go ahead and try this out. So as you can see, we're back at our web page, and I'm going to refresh the page. And let's just scroll through. And as you can see, at first, the button doesn't show up. But as you start scrolling down, the button shows up. And when it shows up, you can click on it and go back to the top. Now, of course, you can add some more styling, make the button look more prettier, and things like that. But basically, that's all it takes to create a scroll to top button. So that's it for this learning. Thank you for joining me. I'll really appreciate it if you leave your comments, feedback, and further suggestions for additional learnings below. I'll see you in the next video.